What the fuck, phone? I guess we are live, huh? Well, hello. Let's see if I can rotate it. Nope. I wasn't meaning to go live yet, but I guess here we are. I can't get the camera to do what I want, so I guess we'll just do the damn thing. Okay, let's see. No, you know what? Kind of not liking it. I don't have anything set up the way I wanted it. But you're here. Hey, welcome. Get out of my chair. Fucking dog. Alright, let's see if I can slightly... It keeps trying to fall over. It's stupid. See what I mean? This is why I needed to fucking plan this out a little bit better. But, whatever. Alright. Well, hello. Good to see you. I was just watching, some content this morning, and looking at some flashback stuff, right? Some older content, one of Pop's first videos, one of my first videos, and I don't know if you guys can hear me, and the angle on this is stupid. If I could fix it, I would. It's like it's the wrong fucking angle, you know? Just like the top of my head. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I was watching some old content. Saw some of Pop's old stuff. Saw Melanie Mac, for whatever reason, had a 14-year-old video. And I went and checked out my analytics. And I thought it was kind of cool. I don't even know how to see the comments on here. See, I don't know if I like this setup. I'm live. You guys can all see me. But I gotta be honest with you, I kind of hate it. I can't see the comments or anything. So how am I supposed to talk to you guys if I can't see the comments? Live chat. There we go. Yo! Toronto Lives Matter. Now I can see the chat. Okay. That's better. I think. This is so stupid. See, I would have gotten a tripod and all that, but I wasn't even trying to click live. I was just trying to see where I would place it, and then I wound up live. So here we are. Check it out. This is the world outside of the studio. Got the dog sitting here. Yeah, he's wearing a sweater, but he's kind of dumb. You know. 'Tis what it is. I do see the chat. Why are you doing this early? I don't know. This isn't a formal stream. I was just watching some old content, and then I went through my analytics, and I thought it was kind of cool. I saw that this channel turned 14 July 1st. I didn't even think about it. You know. I know you guys have only seen 2 years of content from this channel. It's because I took a lot of the old stuff off, because quite frankly, it's corny. Probably as corny as this video here. You can still look up some of our stuff, though, that other channels have done. You guys have probably seen Agent of Doubt come and go on this channel. See, the chat disappears. I don't like that either. I hate this whole setup. We're only live on YouTube right now, by the way. But Agent of Doubt has been with this channel from the beginning. Actually, he helped set up the channel originally. Some of you guys might not know. I was actually partnered with Maker Studios way back in the day. Fucking laughing at me, Riggs. See, I can't see the chat. It goes away before I can read it. Let's see. Oh, crap. What did I do? I pressed the button. Let's see. I see Rusty saying hello. Hello. If my phone falls, it's because I suck at this right now. Rusty has a bubblegum puniki these days. What up, Rusty? Could have sworn I saw get a little vegan rants about low views on the thumbnail. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Thank you. Alex S. I don't know if I'm looking sharp. I kind of feel like I look homeless today. But, yeah. I'm getting sick of this camera. I don't know how to... Maybe if I put it up here, maybe? I don't know if I like that either. Damn it. Don't mind me. I'm just being an idiot live. Like I said, this is informal. Fuck it. It's staying there. I hate it. I hate it. All you see is my fucking head. You see more of the goddamn wall. Fuck. There. Okay. So anyway, our channel is 14 years old. As of this month. I used to do a bunch of content, some political stuff, and I watched some of it. It's still stored on a hard drive, hidden far away from view of anybody else because it's so cringy. The old channel name was Lucky Dog 1351. It got changed to Red Pill Rhino 2 years ago, I guess. What was it, May something 2 years ago? So yeah, but I did a lot of different content. Did some camping videos, did some like outdoor survival stuff, how to pack a bug out bag, what to put in it, all that good stuff. And that was fun. And then I did political stuff. There's actually one that was, I watched it today, and if I wasn't so incoherent in my rambling, I think I might have been 24 at the time. The point was great. Some of the cuts were great. It was Obama and Biden going up on stage, giving a presentation about another, incident in a school, and then they brought a bunch of kids out on stage and used them as puppets to get you emotional about gun reform. And I pointed out, like, the drone strikes under that administration and the deaths caused by the administration and everything else. It was pretty hard-hitting. It had a soundtrack behind it that was very somber. It had a bunch of, like, quotes from our founding fathers in it. It actually had a rally at the Capitol. This was a video from 2013, right? I don't know if you guys can hear me well or what. I have no idea. Like I said, this is all off the cuff. I'm just reading these chats again. I guess there are no new chat. Oh, yeah, there are. Homeless. More like homo. Thanks. Hag maxing. Rhino's the embodiment of single... What? Single mom saver? Shut up. A few times. Mistakes happen. Anyway, so... Yeah, it's just cool because I look back and if you look at Lucky Dog 1251, you see some of the stupid antics with Agent of Doubt. Like I said, he was there from the beginning. We were partnered with Maker Studios, which was a Shaytards, and I think Philip DeFranco owned them. And I used to get a paycheck from them. It wasn't much, like $100 or something every month. And then they sold out to, believe it or not, Disney, and I got a paycheck from Disney. That was like $200 a month for a while, and that was up until the first Adpocalypse, but. It's just cool because I've been here since 2010 on YouTube. Now, YouTube might suck now and might not be the fun, place it used to be where you could watch Filthy Frank and God knows what else that you couldn't watch on here now without it being censored or, ad revenue blocked or whatever. But it was fun. It was a fun place. And we did a bunch of dumb stuff. We went camping and, we played with the dogs in the creek, and, we did videos like that. But I had some political stuff, which is super cringy now. Super cringy. I look back and I'm like, man, I get that you were 20-something, but I was articulate. I feel like my brain worked better back then, but I was stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I used bigger words, and I felt smarter, but a lot of beer killed a lot of brain cells over the years. But I'm just doing this video just to kind of say hi. Thank you for being here. It's been really cool. It's been a weird couple of years, guys. I can't add any of you to the panel today. There is no panel. It's just a quick thank you. It's not even going to be a long video. I'll read some of the chats again here in a second. But yeah, we got some goofy stuff. You can see with Agent of Doubt, some dumb videos we did. There's one about a horse statue that's famous up north of here, and they at some point cut off his junk. It's like one of those big brass, bronze, whatever the statues, you know what I'm talking about. Those big statues. It was General Palmer. And they removed his horse's junk. And I was upset about it. That's one of the videos you can find out there. What was another one? There's like a voting one. There was one where we were singing, and I didn't realize we were being recorded. So I was singing with him. And I said some dumb shit, and of course he records it and puts it up. So some of the fun stuff is left. Not a lot. I feel like a lot of the fun stuff got lost when I did my purge. I privatized a lot of my videos years ago, except for like an RV rebuild tutorial. I actually had a, what do you call that? An overhead bed, 82 Lindy, which is built on a Chevy G30 chassis. Getting a zero sugar soda. Zero sugar. Anyway, I had a tutorial on rebuilding that, and that was cool. That helped some people rebuild their old RVs, so. I gotta fucking read this chat, but I gotta zoom in, physically, and look at it. So I'll read it in a minute. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Shit, I used to go camping once a week. Good times, man. Those days are gone. Now I feel like I just work, sleep, and repeat, and occasionally get to do videos with you guys, which is cool. Come a long way though. I saw Pop's oldest video was like 11 years ago. I don't know if he did videos prior. I don't know if his channel is as old as mine or older. I actually don't know. I know that my channel can be dated back to 2010. And the first video I did was kind of as shitty as this, except now we've got way better cameras, than we did then. But it was just me holding my phone, or was it my camera? It was my camera, because phones didn't do this back then. It was my phone pointed at the floor in my living room at my old place I had a roommate with. And I had my bug out bag laid out. And I was kind of going through, this is what you put in your bug out bag, and these are some survival tips and everything. And, back then I was, maybe a little bit too enthusiastic. I think my bag was overloaded, to be honest. It was packed as a long-term bag, not a 72-hour bag. So I think I was a little overzealous on how heavy it was. But it was my first video ever. I can't remember what inspired me to do it. I'd worked with a few other guys. There's another video out there where I filmed another guy talking about survival. I think I did 2 of his, and then I don't know what happened to him. He stopped making content years ago, so I guess he was kind of a one-hit wonder. Of course, I was at one point, too. I disappeared for, 5 years, I think? And then, I'm kind of just bullshitting with you guys right now. I'll catch up with the chat here in a minute. I'm not ignoring you guys, just camera's there and I'm here. I got into photography. So here's what happened. I was doing YouTube videos and was talking about politics, and it got pretty heavy, man. Really heavy. Especially this was around the end of Obama when I stopped. I think I definitely stopped before Trump. But I got into model photography. I picked that up. That was a lot of fun, I guess. I learned from a friend of mine how to do photography. He works for Playboy. He's been published in the American Playboy and the Mexican Playboy. He's also done Hustler. He's done all sorts of stuff. And he kind of taught me. He was a local friend of mine. They just happened to go to a bar in Vegas one night and meet a publisher for Playboy, and that's how it happened. I showed him some of his pictures, and at the time he was just doing pictures of plants, like all these plants here. And the guy was like, man, you're pretty good. You want to do model photography? And that's how he got connected. And then, I wanted to learn because I thought it was cool. Models were fun and whatever, but that's not why I wanted to do it. I wanted to prove I could. It's like everything else I do. I got to prove that I can. And I did. I wasn't the greatest. I thought it was pretty good. But that got me involved in, go-go dancers and raves and stuff like that, where I was doing photography for these girls and their events and everything else. And I released my last video officially. It's not up anymore. You can't go back and watch it, but it's called Wonderland, and it was so fucking dumb. There was some DJ that wanted me to promote his stupid, irrelevant rave and his little, songs or whatever. And so I did it, and he just flat out this sucks and I don't like it and whatever. I'm like, all right, bro, I put in my best. So I went on to do the photography thing. I said, fuck videos. Plus, again, this was like the adpocalypse. They wanted safer content on YouTube, so they're banning a bunch of channels. And if you talked about anything we talked about today, you were automatically kicked, which I'm surprised I haven't been kicked again. Because I was demonetized by Disney because they didn't want that kind of content. And I was talking about, 2A stuff and, Constitutional Republic and, all that stuff back then. And they stopped liking that. Can't talk about that. And then shows like Filthy Frank. I mean, he became Joji. Don't know if you know that. He decided to just do his own thing. I was around. You guys don't know this because the channel's poof. I've got it on a hard drive. Like I said, I just watching some of it this morning. I'm not re-releasing that. I decided, I was looking at it this morning, this is way too cringe. It's way too cringe. I was playing way too serious. I was being serious, but taking myself too seriously was fucking terrible. Some of it was fun. The camping videos and, setting up fires and setting up our tents and screwing around, and that was all fun. But yeah, you guys probably didn't know that. I've been around since Philip DeFranco, the Shaytards, Ray William Johnson, when they were just getting started. And that was fun. It was fun. I actually did a lot more editing. I didn't do live streams. I did editing, so it was kind of cool. Some of the stuff I did, maybe I'll re-upload my intro. It was so dumb. I'm dressed up like an old outlaw. I've got like a little air rifle, and it shoots the camera James Bond style, and then the camera falls over. And it's all like done in sepia tone, so it's all like yellow and brown. You know what I'm talking about? That was the intro, Lucky Dog. It was all like Western themed. But that was back then. Seems like I, had a lot of fun back then. I used to go out. I used to do a lot of camping, a lot of drinking, a lot of partying. Went and did karaoke with friends. Those friends have all moved. We don't talk anymore. We've got a few, like Agent of Doubt, like I said. He's still around from back then. Actually, another guy that was in one of my videos, he doesn't do YouTube, but we still talk. He's asking me all sorts of questions. He was into sports back then, didn't really give 2 cents. He was my roommate at the time. He didn't care about prepping or survival or the Constitution. He only cared about sports. And he's now into that, and he's asking me questions. I'm like, bro, he asked me if the world's going to end and all this shit. What do I think about the assassination, all that assassination attempt. I'm like, bro, it's whatever. Things are screwed up. Things are probably going to get more screwed up. But where was this energy 10 years ago? I don't know. I watched my own content this morning. Like I said, I just turned on my computer, plugged in my old hard drive. It's locked in a safe for good reason, because that content should be buried forever. It's like the Christmas special that George Lucas had. Wanted it just destroyed everywhere. That's how my old content feels to me. But I talked a lot about the stuff that is happening today, and is still relevant today. 10 years ago, and nothing's really changed. The economy's still as fucked up as it was in 2008, if not worse. We had a good period there. I'd say around 2017 was kind of the highlight reel before everything went to shit again. But yeah, man. It's a trip. Looking back, kind of going down memory lane. Like I said, the camera quality was terrible back then. The content was even worse. Except for the camping videos where we got stupid. We were just up there drinking, having fun, making jokes. Those are fun. I enjoyed those. Maybe I'll trim segments of those and re-upload them so you guys can see. I haven't decided yet. But for the most part, it just remains dead and unseen. I think we came back strong. I started back up the channel after, some of you know, Kevin Samuels. Samuels passed away. And there were rumors of Coach Red Pill at the time. Turned out, weren't true, but then later on, they were true. So, yeah, I decided I wanted to get back in. And, at the time, I was going through my own little Red Pill journey. Had been for the last, 7 years prior to that. I'd been through a lot of shit in my own life. And I wanted to talk about it, And I think I started off corny there. I kind of took myself too seriously then. Like you watch my first videos from 2 years ago, and I'm kind of a douchebag. Still am, but, just not taking myself too seriously anymore. But I thought it was time, for me to put my hat in the ring, And I'm not the best content creator out there. I'm definitely not on par with Blake or Pop in their editing, or I don't have millions of followers like I don't know, Better Bachelor. He's getting up there. Aaron Clary. I'm a small channel, and I think that's partially my fault. Like, again, I took 10 years off. I deleted all my old content. That definitely doesn't help views come in or get subscribers. I changed my the channel name and the URL, and it's broken now, so you can barely find my channel. That might have been YouTube's fault, because I've tried to fix it several times, and it still gives you the 404 error with the monkey on the screen when you search my name, my channel name. So that sucks. Growth has not probably been what it could have been if I were to restart a new channel. But then again, if I start a new channel, I don't have that 14-year history to look back at. And I guess it doesn't matter. It's just kind of cool to see it. I actually do have another channel still out there, but it only has 4 videos, and it's homemade, watching a local concert. Not like a local concert. It was a band that wanted me to film for them, and so I filmed for them, and I uploaded the videos for them. And it was, me experimenting with, being an amateur videographer and trying to get the band footage and make it look good. And it is what it is. You know, I didn't have $1,000 equipment or $1,000 plus equipment. I was just shooting and had a microphone and hope for the best. So I didn't have like anything plugged into their audio equipment that would have made it more professional. You know what I mean? But I had fun with that. If you want to find that, Lucky Dog 13511, and it's just a local country band. A friend of mine got together with some dudes, and she wanted to do some like country music stuff. She's out in Nashville, Tennessee, trying to be famous now. So that was cool. We also filmed for like a what was it called? Like a paranormal research group. They did a lot of other stuff too, and I got to like sit with Tommy Chong and film one of his comedy events. Of course, that went away. It's probably out there somewhere, my footage, but I got to like meet Tommy Chong. It's kind of cool. You know, he is who he is. He's no different in real life than he is, in his TV shows. You know, Cheech and Chong or that 70s show. He's basically the same stoner dude in real life, but they keep him kind of hush hush, and he goes and sits down, and they've got security around him, and they don't really want you screwing around or talking to him too much. So I briefly got to talk to him. What else did I do? I filmed something for, still don't know where that footage went, but I got paid. I filmed a fire that was out here. It was Black Forest Fire, Colorado. And I still got that footage. I could probably re-release that, but I don't think it's relevant now. That's actually where my first spike, if you look at my community post, my first spike is right around that forest fire. That's where I got like 100,000 views or something. And it finally allowed my channel to be like monetized officially or whatever. I don't remember exactly when I got monetized, but that was like one of those big pushes when I filmed the forest fire. And then these people came out from the UK and they wanted to film with me, so I kind of got them back into the fire area because I had permission. They had National Guard like locking down the area. It's still weird. They never officially released what happened or who started it, or it was a little bit sketchy, kind of didn't make sense, almost like somebody was trying to lower the real estate costs so they could buy it up for cheap, kind of thing. Some sheriffs kind of, made some profit out there. I don't know. That's here nor there. But I filmed that, and then that was actually kind of a sketchy thing. Had the whole film crew in the back of my van. It was a 92 or 93 Chevy G20 van, one of those big old ugly white ones. And I had the film crew from the UK with their professional gear all crammed in the back of my car. And of course the National Guard noticed and they pulled me over and who are these people? I'm like, oh, they're just, I fucked up. So they're like, you need to get the fuck out of here and these people need to leave. I thought that was screwed up. Like, I had every right to be there, and if I wanted to bring somebody in, Anyway, they got the footage, and there was an NDA. I don't even know. It was years ago, so it doesn't matter now. I don't even know if it's out there. Maybe it's on TV somewhere. Who knows? Got to do that. Like I said, I filmed for some go-go dancers and some DJs, whatever. Then I did the model photography thing. That was cool. I had a lot of fun doing that. Eventually got tired of that, and I think that was partially because I was getting my red pill enema a few times during that, because I dated a few people during that, and we all have our experiences. We've met people who've cheated and betrayed us and screwed us over, all that. And I start to see the behavior of these women, and that's kind of where like I have the experience, because I've seen the hypergamy, I've seen the self-gratification and how they're just all out for themselves, and they'll easily through hypergamy, they'll easily just ditch you for the next best thing. I witnessed it firsthand, especially working with models. I saw some sketchy shit. I've worked with like married women that would have sugar daddies, and I've done it. I've been in the houses. Done shoots for the guy. The sugar daddy paid her to be there and do all this weird erotic, photography, and I was the guy they hired. Got paid well, but it's just weird, man. Especially when you're somebody's wife and you're somebody's mother, and what are you doing? Like, who's this guy? And then you realize, like, I guess I was a little naive. I didn't know until after the fact. I'm like, oh, that's what this was about. So yeah. Anyway, I kind of got sick of photography, and then life happened. Kind of just got back to like, the 9-to-5 jobs and kind of checked out. But when this red pill stuff for me was getting real personal. Of course, now we're going to have a lawnmower, fucking one of those giant riding lawnmowers, going to fuck up the audio. But when I, took my own red pill journey and I saw a lot of these content creators suddenly, disappearing, I'm like, well, maybe I should get in here and put my hat in the ring and talk to you guys about it. And, I kind of think we did that. And I think we put out enough statistics and data. It's only going to get worse, right? Before it gets better, if it gets better. But my interest in that is waned. Not because it doesn't matter, not because it's not important, but because, quite frankly, you can only beat a dead horse so many times before, what are you doing? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Like, we can talk about red pill shit all day long. We can talk about, screwed up marriage laws, our family court, all that. But, you can only beat a dead horse so much, That lawnmower's going to drive me nuts. Hopefully it's not bothering you guys too much. I see there's only a few of you here. At least it only shows me. It shows me 7, and then I'll get done with the video and it'll show 40 people watched or 300 people watched or whatever. Kind of dumb, so I don't actually know who's here. Let's go through these comments, though. See what we got, if I can find them. Oh, no. Let's see. Kittens in Canada. Seeing some new people in here. I can't see, again, if there's super chats or anything, so I'm sorry. Yes, 36-year age with cobwebs. Okay, I'm going through these. He became a butt picture taker. Yes, I did. Hang on. There's too many chats, and I got to go through this one by one. You mean her as the turf? He's waiting on Gertrude to take him to IHOP. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Riggs. Surf because she's the tuna from sea. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. She's driving and buckles him up. You guys are weird. What up, brother? Says MGTOW Outlaw. Where's Gertrude driving you to? You guys are so dumb. Riggs, that's all I get to do is work and sleep and repeat. Yeah, I know. It's that's all that you have time for anymore. DJ Play Nice, looking good and feeling fine. Riggs Jr., she's going to take him to the dungeon. I'm tired of reading that crap. Alright. I'm going to read anything that has nothing to do with Gertrude. MGTOW Outlaw, the Werther's originals are a trap. You guys suck. 36 years age with cobwebs. Jesus. Rhino, she says she's got grippy. So I'm done reading your stuff. MGTOW Outlaw, pulse. Oh my god. I'm just done. Don't even need to read these anymore. General Sorrow, at Red Pill Rhino, at Jackal Hunter. Oh, you're just saying hi. Play Nice, yeah. General Sorrow, good to see you here. Jackal, something about a good idea. Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to read the grandma stuff anymore. Just saying. Riggs Jr. says, going to be a sad day when Cheech and Chong pass on. Yeah, for sure. He filmed Butt Shakers. Yes, it did. Yo, General. Okay, so I'll tell you the story about how I got involved in that, too. You got a burn from one of those go-go dancers. No physical itchy-scratchy, just, got burned by a few models, dating a couple of hoors. Anyway, if you're done beating off a dead horse, I feel bad for your little smoky wiener because it gets the Rodney King treatment. Jesus. All right. Thank you. Good to see you here, says General Sorrow. I think that's what it says. It puts a stupid arrow over the... There. Yeah, that's what it said. Jackal... That's what you get for dating. Well, yeah, but back then I was your age. I didn't know. Or around your age. So, live and learn. What was I getting at? Oh, yeah, how I got into model photography. So, I wanted to do it, but I didn't have a portfolio. And, of course, women, they only want to see it when you've gotten to the finish line. I actually learned that through photography, too. They don't care. They want to see you at the finishing line. So if you're already a great photographer, they'll work with you automatically by default. As I got good in photography, I could ask any model and she'd be like, oh yeah, let's do it. In the beginning it was like, who are you? There's your red pill lesson right there. Women do not care unless they can see the end results. Otherwise you're irrelevant. So I was messaging models, and I was like, hey, I'd like to do a shoot sometime. And of course most of them ignored me like, who are you? In the beginning. And finally one messaged me back. She's like, yeah, would you like to come to the grow warehouse and take some pictures there? I'm like, sure, why not? I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, I really don't want to take pictures of weed plants. That's what it was. It was a grow shop. Turns out they weren't actually growing weed there. They were just selling equipment to do so, which is even weirder. But it was like a part-time grow shop and a part-time underground rave club. But I go there thinking I'm going to be taking pictures of plants. I'm like, whatever. At least it's something. I can build up my portfolio. Maybe the stoners will see it. Yeah, that's cool. He takes cool pictures of weed. And it wasn't that at all. I show up and there's all these girls in fishnets and tights and little skimpy outfits dancing on, staircases. I'm like, what the hell is this? And she's like, oh, hey, glad you're here. And I'm like, Yeah. What am I going to be shooting today? Us, the Go-Go team. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I filmed for them, and they appointed me as the official photographer on their team, and that's how that happened. And then, you shoot enough girls in fishnets and short shorts, I guess, just you get good enough, and then that's how it happened. Then I started working with models and all that, yeah. I'm not going to say it wasn't a fun time. I enjoyed it. I got to learn a lot of things, got to meet a lot of cool people along the way. And I kind of honed in on that craft using lighting, and they call it painting with light. It's kind of fun. I definitely recommend if you want to take up a hobby. I wouldn't say model photography, but photography in general is a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a new hobby, try that out. Anyway, yeah, so where are we at today? 14 years later, where are we at today? I think, honestly, kind of the same place I was 14 years ago. I want you guys to laugh and have fun and enjoy the channel and, network. You guys have started a lot of your own channels, which I think is really cool. I'm actually honored that a lot of you guys got inspired by my channel to start your own, and I love to see that more voices are out there talking about what matters. Whether that's, dating, relationship content, beating a dead horse, or talking about politics, or just fucking around having fun. Some of you guys are making, like, his Seriously podcast and his wrestling stuff. It's a lot of fun. Turns out that he's biased against rhinos because I lost my title. Couldn't even beat some ginger dude. It's pretty lame. But whatever, Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. So there's definitely some bias going on in the world wrestling thing that fucking Ike's doing. Fucking bastard. But it's fun. Either way, you guys are awesome for making all this content. I guess going forward, what are we going to be? What are we going to do here? We'll still talk about some of those topics. We'll, we'll hit on some of the marriage laws or whatever as they come up and it's relevant. And if the laws start changing, I know there's talk of ending no-fault divorce, but, they don't have much option. Birth rates are so freaking low right now, like, they've got to change something, or we're going to be a society of old, decrepit people that can't take care of ourselves. And, that's not a good way to be. You want more young people than old people, of course. Most of that, is a result of third wave feminism. Well, feminism period, but we know what it is. But I'd also like to focus on more of the political stuff like we have and like I always have. I'd really like to see things change. I'd like to see you guys go off, make your own channels and spread the word, on some injustices, whether it be little things that we can change or big issues. Like, again, I know I've been ranting for 14 years now about shall not be infringed and how that seems to be just like totally trashed. Even the First Amendment now is starting to, they censor everything you say. So that's something, right? And see, it just, my live disappeared, doesn't show who's watching anymore. Now it came back. That's so fucking YouTube. Anyway, yeah, I'd like you guys to start doing your own content too. Like, Pop knows he's not going to be doing this forever. I don't know if I'll be doing this forever. I didn't know I'd come back, so there's that. I didn't think I'd ever be back on YouTube. It's been a hell of a 2 years, especially with the panel members. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you guys and working with you every week. I feel like we have a strong community. Dare I say we've made some actual friendships out of this, and that's really cool. And I think we need to keep going that direction. This community is strong because of you guys. I'm just a voice, but you guys really do make the difference. And seeing you guys making your own channels is really cool. It's been really fun. So yeah, going forward, I think we might not necessarily talk about red pill dating so much, but I think a lot of channels are getting away from that anyway. Especially when you get channels that are all reactionary. Some of the bigger channels, Fresh and Fit, for example, having Destiny on, and look at what Destiny said in the last few weeks. Like, you basically just poison the well when you do crap like that. A lot of people don't want to be affiliated with anymore. MGTOW is all fine and well. I've kind of spoken on that before. Like, I think that is a path that leads somewhere. I don't think it's the final destination. I think MGTOW still has a very important place in society. And, raising awareness in men in general, especially younger men, so they don't make some of the same mistakes that my generation and generations before have made. But I also don't think it's healthy long term for men and women to be just completely divided. I don't know what it's going to take to fix it. I don't know what it's going to take to rewind time, or maybe just fuck rewinding and just figure out what the future is going to hold to fix this mess. But I don't think a long-term solution is alienating men and women from each other. Granted, I wouldn't advocate for anything ridiculous like marriage or anything right now. But at the same time, it's sad to see, And I know you guys know that it's not how it's supposed to be, and I don't think there's any man here, if everything was fair and equal amongst men and women, truly, not equality, but you know what I mean. Like the laws weren't skewed in one favor and women weren't incentivized to destroy relationships and families, then, nobody would want this. Nobody would be advocating for, no marriage, no cohabitation, and no new children or whatever. If the world was perfect. And I know it's not perfect, but I don't think anybody truly wanted this. I mean, I know I didn't, but I got a red pill enema like one too many times, and so, I might still do the relationship stuff. I'm in a relationship, I've said that many times, but I don't feel the way I used to, like when we're young and full of hope. Like, I realize that, nothing lasts forever, and, if it lasts a long time, that's great, and if it doesn't, that's life. Just is what it is, and you learn from those things. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to be on here all day. This is just kind of an impromptu. I didn't even realize I started recording until I saw it say live. But what are your thoughts? Let's see the chat here. Get back to this chat if it'll pop up for me. What are we doing? Let's see. There's a lot of chats in here. At my age, I don't care enough about women to pursue. See D-Man saying hello. Jackal said that. That's what you get for dating him. Okay, we're caught up. So Riggs, at 35, all the single mothers looking to monkey branch yet again. Don't be that branch when she swings. Let her fall. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Do not date single mothers. I don't care how good they look. They're single mothers for a reason. They couldn't make good choices to begin with. Let's see. Yeah, General Sorrow, my beard is ginger. I don't know what happened there. It gave me like brown hair on the top and ginger beard, whatever. I'm just making fun of Vincent Van Go Fuck Yourself because he's beat me twice in the wrestling thing on Ike's show. If I had a garage shop, I'd be doing all sorts of content, but I'm renting a small ass one bedroom while I have to save to go off grid. That's Riggs Jr. Jackal, I'm working on making a channel. Okay, don't rush me. There comes the damn lawnmower, so we might be calling it. Heaven forbid they just mow when they're supposed to, which was hours ago. Hawaiian Island Rig says D-Man 50. Jackal says booty for... I'll just take this down so I can actually read it. Treasure Island or bust says General Sorrow. Let's see who else is in here. Riggs Jr. D-Man. Eventually D-Man. The overtime is slowed, so it's going to take me longer. And Jackal Ender says I'd still be this way. Sure, you might be. Hi Dub the Redbeard says General Sorrow. Yeah. Alright, this lawnmower guy, God bless him for waiting until I stream to mow instead of 2 hours ago when he normally does. You guys want to see some peppers? Let's see if I can reverse this camera. Show you guys. Oh, it's not reversing. There it goes. Alright, there's your lawnmower guy. Let's take a look at the peppers really quick, and then I think I'll wrap it up. Let's see. Looks like they're actually going to need some water today. Don't mind the romaine, dear God. The romaine is about to flower. I just let it go. Got some arugula growing here. Had to switch it out to this planter because it was all screwed up. There's some Pueblo chilies there. Little cherry pepper plant. I haven't quite finished everything. Let's see, some strawberries growing there. There's a dog again. Some strawberries. I just chopped all this down, so it's got to regrow. Got to put him back up there. He fell over. All right, we got some rosemary, some sage, parsley. Got some cilantro seeds growing back there. I just took out all the cilantro, got the seeds. Just a couple flowers down there. This one I had to bring back. It was about dead. And we've got a Carolina Reaper here. This is the experimental pepper. I had one survive. It's got some chives, some thyme, the really strong stuff that you put on pizza. It's pretty good. There's a jalapeno plant. That's all from the rain the other day. It splattered all over. Let's see what else. Got a habanero down there growing. These are a couple of what are these? These are ghost scorpions. Yeah, these are ghost scorpions. So this one will have white peppers, which will be really cool. This one will have red peppers. What got some cauliflower, kind of growing over here, and then 2 cayenne plants. So there you go. Yeah, now he has to do it right in front of me. Right in front of me. Damn it. All right. I think that's it for me for the most part. Let's see. Any basil? No basil. Thai chilies? No. Saying hi to the dogs. There you go. Where's the smoking herbs? I don't have any smoking herbs. It's red because he's got red. You guys are sick. Any basil? No, I said that. Nice plants, Rhino. Thank you, D-Man. Been working on it for a while. Let's see. I guess that's it. I guess we'll go sit inside for a minute because that lawnmower is ridiculously loud. All right. Come on. Go on, get. All right. I'll probably wrap it up here. Yeah, I've been growing this guy. He's like doubled in size since last year when I moved in here. Got this, what do they call this plant? Swiss cheese plant, I think. It's ugly as hell. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here for now. Just wanted to chat with you for a minute. Let's see if I can end the live. I don't even know if I know how to do it. I sure don't. I guess we'll figure it out. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm just holding the phone, which is really freaking awkward. I wonder if I can... I'm going to try. Maybe. We'll see. Let's get this guy thrown behind here and see if I can get a makeshift stand out of this. Watch the phone fall over the second I walk away. Oh yeah, this is all bad. All right. Anyway, yeah. See, it's all fucking stupid. Okay, where was I? Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I don't know how many of you watched from 14 years ago. Probably like nobody. But thank you all for being a part of this channel and making it what it is. You know, without you guys, this channel wouldn't be a thing. So I do appreciate every one of you for watching, for tuning in, for being here, for helping it grow, for growing your own stuff, you know, making your channel and doing your own content, because it's really cool to see you guys growing out there. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Just kind of reflecting over the last 14 years and all the craziness that's happened. I will say, life obviously goes on. 14 years ago, I was making conspiracy theory videos thinking the world was going to end, and here we still are. So, could be better, but it could be worse, right? We are in some crazy times right now, though, and I do think we have a long way to go if we want to get to a good place, you know. But that takes time, and it takes you getting your voices out there, being heard, spreading the knowledge that you have with others, and keeping things going. You know, you can take all the knowledge you want yourself, keep it to yourself, but what good does that do if you're the only one that knows, right? So yeah, that's it for me. I know this is a super weird video for me, and you know, where's the studio? Well, I guess we'll end it in the studio, huh? All right. Yeah. Get to get a little view of my madness here. There we go. Wow. All right. So we'll end it where we normally start. Here we go. Okay. And we're in the studio. All right, guys. Thank you all again. I'll go over chats one more time before we go. What's this? Let's see. Nice plants, Rhino. Peace out, fellas. Thanks, Rhino. Useful plants, superpower, Henny. It's Rusty River saying that. General Sorrow, thank you also. Rusty River says thank you, Rhino. General Sorrow says later all have a good one. Jack Leonard says gotta go adult. Bye you fuckers. Yeah, I need to actually relax today. I said I was gonna turn off the phone, and here I am doing a live show. So yeah, make time for yourselves as well. I think that's another thing that I should point out. Like, don't just go like Riggs and I, we're talking about, work, sleep, repeat. You got to make time for yourself, have some fun, do things you enjoy. None of us are going to get out of this alive, so you may as well have some fun on the way. You know what I mean? But anyway, again, thank you all for being here, and I'll catch you next time I'm live in a more official capacity. Where we do a proper thumbnail and studio setup, and we're not just fucking around with the lawnmower guy. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you all for being here.